The interviews with Letecia Stauch were pretty long, so for those that prefer to watch in parts, we have broken them up for you. The links to the other parts of these videos are in the description below. Thank you.
I am Letecia Stauch, which is Gannon's stepmother.
You've been a part of the investigation since the very first time. You were the last person to see him. Is that right?
Correct.
What did you see when you last saw him?
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about anything with the case. I would more so be willing to talk about how the community needs to have faith and continue to work together and not make these false accusations, like the things that have been said that I've disappeared from the community. I haven't been there to help, but there's lots of reasons behind that.
Reasons like death threats, right?
Right. Death threats are one of them. My family's getting lots of death threats. We counted over 20-some death threats already. Two, my husband's ex-wife is living in our home, and of course I'm not coming home to do these things and to help with the family when I was kind of like told I couldn't. And then many other things that happened with the El Paso County Police Department, you know, and in doing the investigation I was told I wasn't complying. And could I elaborate on that?
Please do.
Yes. So I asked for an attorney during the interview, and I was denied that by them. I was held because they were blocking the door, and I was told I couldn't leave, and that if I would have touched them, they would have probably, you know, said I still wasn't complying or said I was, you know, trying to run away or something. But during the interview, I asked several times, could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? Could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? I was denied. I was told I couldn't get nothing to drink. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I mean, it was continuously that my constitutional rights were violated.
Welcome all you couch detectives out there. Join us every week for new cases, and if you're a fan of true crime, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. The absolute best way to support the channel is to subscribe, and if you appreciate what we're doing here, hit that like button. Let us know that we're moving in the right direction. Okay, enough rambling, let's get into it. If you are unfamiliar with this case, Letecia Stauch was the last person to see her stepson, 11-year-old Gannon Stauch, alive. She reported him as a runaway on January 27, 2020, and after weeks of searching, Gannon's body was eventually found in Pace, Florida by bridge workers. He was in a suitcase. Letecia made several different reports to authorities regarding the disappearance of Gannon, including a kidnapping, a bike accident, him running away. In this interview, you will hear a few of those stories out of her mouth. This is the first police interrogation of Letecia Stauch. It takes place at the El Paso County Sheriff's Office in Colorado. You will notice that she's in a different kind of room here. This room is primarily for questioning witnesses and victims, and Letecia was mostly considered to be both or one of those things at the time. Before we get started, let's have a moment of silence for the victim in this case.
There you go. Nothing that's gonna like poke me or anything. Like you're not diabetic or anything, are you?
No.
Okay. Just a phone. Okay. Anything in your purse? Just want to like. Okay. Okay. Perfect, thank you. Alright, if you just want to have a seat on the couch, we'll be right back with you. Okay, thanks. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Did you get some sleep?
I haven't eaten today.
Oh my goodness. Do you want something to eat? I've got some stuff.
I would love that.
What would you like? I've got some pizza Hot Pockets and some tamales and a breakfast burrito.
Yeah, pizza Hot Pockets would be good. But I mean, you don't have to wait. I don't.
No, we can get you something.
Okay. That's
yeah,
fine.
that's totally fine. Yeah. Let me get that started for you. I have like Coke and Sprite and like apple juice. Do you want something like that?
Do you have diet?
We searched high and low
Okay,
for
I'll
diet,
just take
and there's no diet.
I'll
like,
take a regular Coke. Thank you.
all the vending machines are even sold out.
Thank you so much for getting that.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's my card, just so
Okay.
you have it, so I don't forget later. And I'll get that.
Okay.
So that's my partner, Detective Houston. I know you saw Mark with me yesterday. Right. I work with a couple different people.
Okay. So you're like in charge of.
No, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm in charge.
Yeah.
It's just, we all pitch in and help out where we can. So, Mark helps me whenever I'm out and about, and Kat helps me whenever I'm here.
Right.
So she's going to be hanging out with us. And I also have something going on. So if this ends up going over, which is totally fine, I just want you to know who Kat is and that. Okay.
No problem.
Where did you park? Did you park in the garage?
Mm-hmm.
The garage that's right behind our building?
I got a parking ticket, yeah. That one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. For validation, what kind of vehicle were you in? So that I can put that on the validation slip whenever because I'll give you something to turn in so you don't have to pay.
Yeah, it's a Volkswagen Tiguan.
It's a Volkswagen Tiguan?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see, what else? So I'm just going to go through my normal spiel with you.
Okay.
I know that we talked last night, but because you're in here in the police building, I want you to know certain things, okay?
Right.
So first of all, you're in here voluntarily.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave.
Okay.
You just have to let me know that you want to leave.
Right.
Because I need to escort you out of the building.
Okay.
Okay? If there's ever a time that you need to take a break, you need the bathroom, you need more water, you're still hungry,
Okay.
whatever it is, let me know. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I can't read your mind, so I need you to let me know what's going on with you,
Okay.
so that I can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because the whole purpose of this, of us talking, is to gather some information. And I
have
know
a question about that. I understand that. I know it's recording and all that. It's totally fine. But does that usually stay within the courts and stuff like that? And I'm just asking.
Yeah. So this is
because I'm gonna have to tell you some very personal things. So
okay. And that's perfectly
Right.
fine.
Yeah,
and
okay.
and so it is not our common practice to go and be
that's all I was
releasing
gonna ask.
stuff like
Okay.
that. Also, another little admin thing that I do just to sort of kind of cover my butt whenever I have people in here talking is to go over a Miranda waiver.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you're in trouble. It's just because you're in a police station,
Right.
and I want you to be absolutely certain of your rights.
Right.
Okay? So I'm going to go over that with you right now. So you have the right to remain silent. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, because, I know I met with you yesterday. We talked on the phone. We texted. We've been talking with each other a lot. But because this is recorded, I want to get, let's start from the basics.
Okay.
Have who you are. Do you have your ID?
Yeah. Yeah. Right here.
In your purse?
Yes.
Oh, those are nice glasses.
Yeah, this.
What are they?
This.
I haven't heard of that. Is it a new,
It's like a Quay brand.
Quay?
Yeah. They're really good. They're better than the Michael Kors and things
Oh,
like
really?
That. Yeah.
Okay. So I know this is your South Carolina ID.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you so much.
What's your middle
It's
name?
okay. Well, it's I do my maiden name, which is Hardin, Hardin.
Hardin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that's your maiden name?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me just write down. There's the deal number. Do you have a given middle name?
Lynn.
Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Lynn?
Yes, ma'am.
There you are. Mm-hmm. Thank you. What's a good phone number for you in case I need to get a hold of you?
I don't ever drink sugar, so this is probably going to be so good.
What is, in case I need to send you any documentation via email, how can I do that?
It's TECIA. It's like my name.
Are you on any social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram?
Well, I
Twitter?
wasn't for a long time, but just recently I just got my Facebook back because we didn't have for 2 years. So I do have a Facebook, but I've always had Instagram, but it's mostly a travel YouTube type thing.
Okay, what's Facebook?
It's just my name.
Is it Letecia or Tisha?
It's under Tisha. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, you said it's under Tisha?
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, it's not. It's because I abbreviated it. It's TT.
Is it your same last name?
Mm-hmm.
Stauch.
Yeah, because it's really, I really don't, like, I don't, my first name, I'm always like, oh, Tesha. They're like, what's Kesha? So I just put T because people
Have I
always
been saying your name wrong this
No,
whole
you
time?
haven't, but I always try to change it. My mom didn't like it, so, like, we tried to change it. So, yeah, so I just gave up, just said put T.
What do you want me to call
You
you?
can call me,
Tasha, T?
you can call me Tisha, which is my
Tisha,
mom's
okay.
name. You know, we always have a name we don't like or something.
And you said Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Now, my Instagram is under Dr. Stauch.
Dr. what?
Stauch.
Is it the spelling of your last name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I have my doctorate degree in education.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, is this like a Dr. Pimple Popper kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
So it's for your education doctorate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then address that I need to send if I need to mail anything. And where are you working?
Well, I was working with WD3, but I didn't want to work as a teacher anymore.
Mhm.
So I decided I was going to be a flight attendant. So that's currently what I started doing with Spirit. So I had been going back and forth doing like FAA. First you have to get like a study guide. I know you probably are like, oh, you have your doctorate degree, you want to be a flight attendant. You know, I just like to travel. But my goal was to like teach online too and do the flight attendant, so I could do both.
Sure.
So I've been looking over my books with Spirit and like things like that so that I could go to training. So I was supposed to go to training. We get like a training date February, March, April. So in the meantime, I was just doing like subbing at the early college. That's why I told you early college, picking up sub shifts and stuff like that.
Okay, so you're more of a substitute.
Well, I was just a 5th grade teacher at French, but teaching has gotten so difficult in the elementary schools. I don't want to do it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like in between. I just finished working with them and like that.
Yeah, I'm sure kids nowadays are a handful, right?
It's hard because I did special ed for so long because that's what my doctorate's in, and then you're like, oh, like
you
try to help so many people, and it's just hard. Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna do flight attendant with Spirit.
Well,
have you been picked up by them yet?
Well, I got an offer letter from Spirit, an offer letter I just got one yesterday from SkyWest.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I like SkyWest is because they have a domicile in Colorado Springs and in Denver, so you can actually like work there, and I could do both at the college. Because I was gonna, I thought someone's vibrating. I was gonna do like Pikes Peak, and like I'm sure I wouldn't have a problem because I just finished this past year. So I was gonna just do them both, and then so I hadn't decided. But now that SkyWest just had offered it, I was like, that would be perfect because it was just like centrally located, you know.
Right.
Where you could come home all the time.
Yeah.
Because that was a big problem that we had, is because I was going to take the Spirit job and then I would be based anywhere. They don't have a base anywhere in our area. So, like, I would have had to be in Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
So I would never get to see anybody at home. And then you, like, stay in these crash pads. Are you familiar with it?
We were on vacation with some people who, the wife used to be a nurse, and she actually transitioned into being a flight attendant.
Right.
She was telling us all about it, actually.
Right, yeah. So
it's kind of scary.
I did start getting scared about it being in Vegas, and I was like, man, I'll never get to see everybody at home, and like, and I mean, I love the travel part, so then I was stuck with traveling but being alone, or traveling with everybody else, but maybe not as much here. So, but anyway, that was in a nutshell. I was kind of in a self-evaluating. Is it okay if I just stop that? Because it's like vibrating.
Yeah, that's fine.
It drives me crazy. But so I was in like a self-evaluation type thing, trying to figure out, transitioning from education and never having like another career was like, and then like worrying about how people would look at you like, oh, you have your doctorate degree and you're a flight attendant, you guys like don't make money.
Right.
So.
My niece is actually a flight attendant, so for Southwest.
They said that's the best one, and whenever they have openings, it shuts the website down.
Oh.
That's what I heard.
That's pretty awesome. I didn't know about that.
And apparently it's really hard to get into because they're supposed to like handle emergencies in the air. So.
Yeah, and like the training is so. You think people just think we will serve people, but the training is so.
I heard it's very intense.
Yeah, they like do ditching exercises. They kick people out every day. If you're late for class for 1 minute, kick you out.
Oh wow.
And
That's good. We need standards like that whenever we're
so like what
flying.
happened, let me just tell you this in case it comes up like somewhere, but Spirit flew me out to do the December 20-something training, right? Problem is, I didn't have anybody to watch Harley, and Albert was working night shifts. And so it's always hard because it's always on me to find babysitters for everybody, all the kids. It's always on me. So I get out there, and he was supposed to help. I know she's 17. We let her stay by herself, whatever. But through the night, because he was working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., that kind of scares me. And so, like, she just joined the Air Force. So, like, I know she's going to have to learn how to, like, shoot a gun, protection, but, you know, like, she's not ready yet. Mature. Like, she's very mature, but she's not ready. So I came back, you know, and I was, like, talking to them. I just told them, I was like, my daughter's at home, whatever. And they're like, we can move you to the next class. Like, I think it was February, whatever. So anyway, so just in case you're like, oh, I thought you were, but I did fly out. They flew you out or whatever, and I came back because I was panicking about her, the dogs, everybody to take care of. So
She's your baby, right?
yeah.
So, why don't we talk a little bit about what's going on? So I understand, so initially you didn't tell me some things because Albert was there. And when we say Albert, we're talking about Eugene.
Yes. He doesn't like Eugene because his dad is Eugene, and he was a child molester.
Okay.
So, like, he, like, raped his sister. So he freaks out about the word, like, if he hears Eugene. But I said maybe that might help you. If you don't have to call him Eugene, it probably would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is take me through Sunday into Monday.
Okay.
And be as detailed as possible as to what you were doing, who was there, where you were at, how long you spent, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Because the more detail I have, it might spark something for me.
Is it okay if I take my notes out? Because, like, I wrote down all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was like, I tried to write down anything he might, like, say, and just in case, because I have, like, notes from different things or whatever. So we already talked about the beginning things, so I figured you're reading that. So my paper is that we're at the same story that we started with, but then you want me to start with Sunday, which was the day that we went hiking, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we went hiking at Garden of the Gods. We actually, did you see the picture from Garden of Gods?
I didn't.
Okay, so we have pictures where we went to Garden of Gods. We were going to take the dogs for a walk, but then my daughter got called in to work because she works at Massage Baby.
Okay.
So we were like, okay, we're going to go hiking. The crazy thing is, like, it's always like, you got one kid likes to hike a lot, the other one don't. So spent the whole time like, come on, let's go. We got to burn calories. Excuse me. All those type of things. Gannon, he started having a stomach problem, and he pooped in his pants. So it kind of cut our hike a little bit short. But I was like, it's okay. It was getting kind of cold. I say cold for me, but I'm used to, like, 80-degree weather, so it was kind of getting cold. So we decided to go home.
Okay.
So we go home. I don't really remember what we did the rest of the day. It was probably just, like, random things around the house. I feel like we went to dinner. Oh, no, we didn't get dinner because he wanted to take a bath. That's what it was. So he came in and that's when he asked me about the whole bath salt thing.
Okay.
And he had pooped in his pants, so I thought he wanted to, like, take a shower, so I gave him a bath bomb.
Okay.
So going through the night, we were just doing, like, a regular random, I don't know who I should be talking to, but
you can talk to both of us.
We should be doing, like, random things around the house. It's Sunday, no football on, you know. I mean, I don't know, like, specific, every little detail we did, but just a normal, everyday situation, other than he was in a lot of pain because he gets really bad. Is it okay if I, like, show you, like, graphic, like, not graphic, but, like, with my hand motions?
Yeah, that's fine.
He'll get where he has to, like, poop, and, like, I swear they're, like, that big. It might take, like, 2 to 3 weeks. He has like a GI problem. So, because he takes Vyvanse. So, like, he had went the whole time without Vyvanse. So whenever that happens, sometimes it'll get where his stomach, like, wants to work, but then, you know, like, can't. So he spends a lot of time in the bathroom, like, kind of, like, hurting and things like that.
Okay.
All right. So then, at this point, the dogs, we have 2 new little, a Frenchie and an English bulldog. They're really, like, you know.
French and English bulldog.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're really kind of like Sadie's the French bulldog. She's kind of like high maintenance. But the kids always help out a lot with them, but Gannon wasn't feeling too well. And the dogs, they all, you know how they like know someone's not feeling well? So they were all laying down there, and it was gassy, like very, very, they're bad for that, very, very gassy or whatever. And, life goes on. But so Gannon had started a candle. Again, normal day. He's very like responsible in terms of like if you give him something and say do this, and this, and like a list to prepare, he's fine. So we let him, do things like that. Like Albert lets him like use the box cutter to cut the boxes down, and like teach him things to be like a independent, growing up adolescent. So I didn't see a problem with him, light a candle, whatever.
Okay.
Well, I don't remember the exact time. I'd have to look at when the fire thing went off. I was tired. Albert had left because we spent the whole night up prior with Saturday because he was going to train in Oklahoma. So we stayed up most of the night.
Okay.
Just everybody was going to miss each other, wouldn't see each other for a while, whatever. So I was kind of like, tired. I had dozed off for a little bit. And Lena asked me could she stay up and still watch the rest of her iPad or whatever. Usually I'm always like, no, like strict, like, hey, no, you can, whatever. But I did feel kind of bad because it was just her birthday, and at the same time being her birthday, we had a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
So we made it about her, but like I was trying to give her a little bit extra because not everybody got to make it there. And we went all out for Gannon's birthday. Like we took him to a Rockies game. We took friends with him. I mean, like popcorn, hot dogs. But we didn't do that with her. But in her defense, we bought her a Switch. So it's kind of like different, but she didn't understand that. So I let her stay up longer than she's supposed to. As like a, not necessarily bribery, but, So she stayed up a little bit later. And so she was still she's a very hard sleeper, and she's hard to like pick up, move if she falls asleep, whatever. But I could tell she was just barely asleep when I went in there. So it starts beeping, like a beep, 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 beep. And I thought that someone was coming in the house. So I look and don't see anyone at any doors or hear anything. So I was like, I thought it was just a sensor. So I hit in our 2564, which is our alarm code, but it didn't go off. And I was like, what is wrong with this thing? So I walked to Lena's room, because the alarm is in her room, and I walked back like through the top part of the house, and you've been in the house, so you know the top part of the house.
I haven't been in there.
Okay, so there's the upper level, and then there's the below basement. So I like walked back and forth or whatever. I didn't see anything going on. Then it started saying fire, 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 fire. Like it kept saying fire.
Oh wow.
So and I thought it was the you know how like so there's like sensors for your fire alarm, and then there's sensors for your like alarm.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just going at everything, trying to like fan it while it was going off, because I was thinking kitchen, fire, nothing's wrong, whatever. So I was putting like towels over some of the sensors because I thought that was like monitoring the fire thing, whatever. And then I realized it kept going and going. So then I see smoke coming up from the downstairs. So I run downstairs, and my idea of a big fire is anything that I see on fire pretty much, and there's smoke. That's just because I grew up in the country, so like I've never bonfires and like things like that, So there was smoke coming up through the basement. So the basement has, so if you walk down the basement, there's a sofa and stuff over here. It was coming up through the basement. So I like run back up the stairs, go grab Lane, and luckily, my point telling you about her being not a rough sleeper, she woke right up. So she woke back up, and I like almost like grabbed her, and I was like, get up, get up, get up, get up. I gave her the keys. I said, can you go, I don't remember the exact order, but I said something along the lines of, can you go take the dogs to Daddy's truck and sit there and wait?
Right.
So I don't remember the order of how we all ran out the house, but I know that at that point I did. She ran out, and I can't remember if I ran out to make sure they got the truck or if she ran out by herself. I don't remember that part, but I do know that they had gotten in the truck. I came back inside, run back downstairs, and that's when I was trying to get Gannon, because I couldn't get, I didn't know how to get everybody at once. So my main thing was to get the front people out, and then go. So then I ran back downstairs to get Gannon. And then the fire was on the floor over here, then on the sofa. So I'm pretending this is the sofa and this is our floor. So it was right here and right here. And I saw the candle that was over here. So there was covers everywhere, because the kids always get on them about, they leave a lot of covers laying around all the time. I mean, there's like 10 quilts and LOLs and blankets and all this. So they were all right here. So I take a whole bunch of them, and I go and like basically smash down on the sofa and the fire to put it out. So I got a burn, and then I was like, get up again, and started running at that point because it wakes him up. He's alert. He's realizing that the covers and everything's on fire, the carpet's on fire, and we all go outside. So we get in Albert's truck, and we drive off. And I drove off in panic because I saw that I put the fire out. So I knew that there was no, like nothing wrong, like it wasn't going to keep going. I drove off in panic because I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Like, we broke the carpet, we done this and this. Gannon's upset, freaking out because he's scared he's going to get in trouble and da-da-da-da-da. So, like the whole talk was going on. So we drove maybe around the block a little bit and came right back. So we came back in and like developed a plan for the next day to figure out, honestly, we were going to fix the carpet and try to like not say anything. And the reason for that is because like Albert freaks out about every little thing. If the kids do something and I'm on like, it's me, and he'll be like, you did this, you weren't being a good stepmom, you weren't doing this, you weren't doing that. And so we both kind of were like a little like worried about it, and he gets very like crazy like if something goes wrong. So that was the plan. Go to sleep, rest. He was going to stay out of school. We were going to get the carpet fixed and then go from there. Plus his stomach was hurting. So Lena didn't want to sleep in her room. Everybody was still kind of like frazzled. And I think Lena slept with me or on the sofa. I brought the dogs up, and Gannon he wanted to go in his room at that point because he was already sleeping on the sofa. Okay. So that's where Sunday, like pretty much kind of like stopped, and everybody went to bed and yada yada yada. And I think I sent Albert messages because he was sleeping, was on a different time zone, and he didn't see him that night though. Okay. And I didn't feel that no one was in harm. Mm-hmm. Let me make sure I say that because the fire was not going. Now, I know that Gannon had like black marks all on his shirt, like smoke marks. But he had on a long sleeve shirt and a short sleeve shirt because sometimes he has on whatever. So he had on a short sleeve shirt with a long sleeve shirt. So I didn't see him in any kind of like nothing other than the little burns that we had. I didn't see.
Where did you see burns on
Gannon? All right, so with Gannon, I just saw that. Okay, so like on the top, like right here. So like say the shirt's over here. So like right here there was a burn, and the reason for that was I think whenever like he was trying to come up, it kind of burned him a little bit. I'm not gonna make an assumption. I don't really know. And as far as that, I didn't see anything else. Like I didn't know any like other differences or anything like that. All I saw was that. I saw you okay. He ran out the house. He was firing out the house. Everything was normal. Yada yada yada. Now I'm gonna let you know in a little bit why he was bleeding. But at that point, when you get to the Monday morning thing, I'll let you know about that.
Describe the flames for me. How tall are these flames? Is it like smoldering on the carpet, sort of kind of creeping across like a grass fire, or is it like coming up, working its way up the couch? Like how is this working?
Well, I really don't know. I know that it was like here, centralized on the floor, but like I could see, I think the smoke might have kind of intimidated me more because I spent the whole night coughing. So I think that kind of intimidated me so much because the visibility was starting to be a little bit, like as if I had walked into a small little fire. And I was just afraid that it was going to, because, like upholstery for the couch, that was my biggest concern, was the upholstery for the couch. So,
okay.
So I would say, it was like maybe like in this area, like right here. It wasn't like here.
So the flames were, 2-3 feet high, you think? How much light did you see coming off of this through the smoke?
I don't know.
Okay, and that's fine if you don't know.
I'm not like a professional and I was in the moment of freaking out to like give you an accurate answer.
Sure.
Because I don't want to tell you what's here, then it might have been here. I don't want to tell you this, and it's. I don't know.
This is all based off of your memory to the best of your ability.
Right.
And that's all it is, okay?
I do know that I saw covers coming up on fire.
What was what covers were coming up on fire?
Like he had a cover on because he was sleeping on the sofa.
What was he covered with?
What do you mean?
What kind of blanket? You had mentioned there was LOLs, there's quilts.
Oh, like which color?
What blanket was he using?
Oh, I'm not sure. There was a couple that were there. There was a black. They were all. Some of them. I put them all back in that bin that was sitting there. Did you? He said you didn't.
I haven't been in the house.
Okay, so there was the black. It was like a little furry. There was watermelon ones. I don't remember specifically which one he had, but I know that there was blankets in the area because they always leave blankets around. They leave the mermaid one around. But the whole operation of when I grabbed them and put it out, I grabbed them all and done it. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Were any of them like damaged whenever that happened?
Oh yeah, they all. I left them all there when I showed them that night that, you know, like they were damaged or whatever.
Okay.
Like,
Well, I haven't been in the house either.
okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to you like you.
Yeah, nope, I didn't go into the house either, so I was
Like,
just trying to make sure that we're
yeah.
all
So then Gannon decides that he doesn't want to go to school because of his tummy issues or because he's going to help you with the carpet. What is...
It was kind of a combination of both.
Okay, and who excused him from school?
But well, I had texted Albert and said, could he not go to school for his stomach?
Okay.
Because he was hurting with his stomach, but also the whole plan was that we were going to figure it out. Like,
So who actually contacted the school to excuse him?
it wasn't me. I didn't. I don't know.
Okay.
Did someone contact? Because I didn't.
I would assume that
Okay.
somebody would contact the school, or you probably would get like a phone call. I know with my kids' school, if they're not there by 8:15, the office.
Then they would call
saying-
Albert, not me, because he would have the like the automated system where he's like, your child is missing from school today, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's Sunday, and you're saying a lot of we and that kind of thing. So you mentioned earlier that Harley had gone to work.
Mm-hmm.
She got called into Massage Envy.
Mm-hmm.
So who went on the hike?
Okay, so it was originally going to be all of us. Harley, me, Gannon, and Lena. And then Harley got called in. She switched shifts with someone, but then that person, like, I guess the policy is if that person agrees to take your shift but then don't come, you still have to come or something. I don't know. But, so she just was like, I have to go. She's only going to be working there like a few more weeks or whatever. So I told her, I was like, don't burn any bridges. I know it sounds crazy that you have to do that, but you got to go in. So she went into work on Sunday.
Okay. So it ended up being you, Gannon and Lena that went hiking.
Right.
Okay. And so then let's go through Monday.
Okay, so you know
Yep.
Alright, so we wake up on Monday. Normal. How we wake up. You know, like everybody gets up, whatever. Gannon stays in bed. He already knows that we are, you know, going out and about today. That was the plan. I walked Lena out to make, because usually Gannon walks her outside. So I walked Lena out to the front door and around to make sure I seen her around the corner to get to the bus stop, and she did.
Okay.
I come back inside. I don't remember if I laid down a little bit. I probably played on my phone for a little bit, you know, wasted a little bit, because she goes outside at like 6:50, 6:55, you know, still early, take the dogs out, things like that. Well, I go down, start talking to Gannon about, hey, like, this is the plan, like, go downstairs, the basement, whatever. I say basement, but as in, like, his room is downstairs, it's a furnished basement. And I realized that Gannon, he actually had, like, marks, like, on his arm, and they were actually, like, peeling at that point. And
Really?
I swear, I did not realize that they had, I don't know if, like, they start, like, because burns are sitting there, I don't know if they started, like, peeling, like, overnight, or, like, whatever, and he has, like, really bad anxieties. So whenever things are peely or, like, things like that, he bites his own nails a lot anyway. Like, anything that's, like, loose and things like that, he bites them. So I don't know if, like, as burns, like, you know, burned a little bit. And when I do this, I don't mean, like, I'm giving you a location. I'm just saying, like, as in burns, like, on your skin. I guess when, like, you know how they pull a little bit stretchy or whatever? So, like, on the arm, it kind of gets a little stretchy and peeling.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was, like, freaked out because I was like, I didn't know that his arms were like that. So I'm, like, crying because, and this is where I have to start telling you, you know, like, I'm, like, very, like, I was scared because my thought process was Albert is going to kill me. Like, because I made a mistake as a parent and forgot to, like, really check him down. And he really got a little bit more burnt than he should have. So I was freaking out because it's like, he's going to kill me. And Gannon's like, it's okay. And, like, there was blood. And, like, he had on his arms. And as it was peeling, and I should have called.
Where did they have blood at?
I should have called the hospital and just asked, you know, I don't know enough about burns, but I should have called the hospital and just asked, like, I made a mistake. I didn't. I swear to y'all, I didn't know they were that bad. I did it all. So I feel horrible. So here I am. I know it's not, you know, about me, but as a person, I was feeling horrible that I didn't call Albert to say, you know, they're like this. So I told him, I said, okay, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put some, like, aloe on your arms, you know, and things like that. And I was like, it's going to be okay. We're going to fix it. We're going to, you know, and all I kept thinking about was we're going to fix it. And I don't know in my mind how I was going to fix it as far as he wasn't in pain. He wasn't saying, like, I'm hurting or anything like that. He was more of, like, peeling it. Like, you know, like, it was, like, almost like it was, like, a boil. Am I saying the right word? Boil? Like,
Blister?
like a blister. So I almost say like he was pulling a blister, you know.
Okay.
So there was blood, and then so I'm like holding him, and I had blood on me.
What,
and when I say blood, let me explain to you. I don't mean like dripping out, pouring everywhere blood. So let me not like give you that thought process, because sometimes when I say, like, if I say flames, to me I'm like, this is a big flame, you know. So there was blood. So I was just so like freaked out. So I was like, we'll just clean it up. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
Where's the blood at?
So the blood was on his arms, on his like sheet that he had, which we washed the sheet. So it was on his sheet, it was on his arms, and he had some on like his arm had, I guess from like sleeping or whatever, he had some on the wall. So we cleaned up everything. I put like garnish the, am I saying that right? Garnish the like the wrap thing. So I just put a little bit of wrap thing, and I was like, we'll check it with the aloe and see if it gets better. Because my next thing was, I'm going to assess the situation in so many hours, and if it looks, because I did look online, and it said, like, if it turns a yellow color, that it could be infected or whatever, and I was like, that was going to be my next step. So I don't want you to think that I was, like, neglecting the fact that...
So you realize that he's got a burn, you do some treatment that you think is appropriate at the time, and then you tell yourself, you know, I'm going to do this follow-up with him. Okay.
Right.
So then what happens after you take care again and make sure he's okay?
Honestly, I'm pacing the house, and I know there's two things I gotta fix, you know. And when I tell you that Albert will freak out over things, I just want you to know that. So I want you to think, picture in my mind of how I'm like afraid to be like, okay, I gotta fix these situations, and I need to fix them fast with the carpet and things like that.
Okay.
So number one, I was like, I need to fix the carpet, and number two, I need to figure out, you know, like, assess, like I said, does Gannon need to go get like some burn cream or whatever? So I said, let's get dressed. We're gonna leave out. I think I told you guys it was like maybe 10:35 or whatever the time frame we left. So this is where I should have like made this mistake. So I drive to so Larson Ranch. At the end of Larson Ranch is a bunch of new builds, like construction, things like that. I drive to the new builds. I was going to be like, hey, look, somebody here knows how to, you know, fix it. Because if I get online and start calling people, then they'll be like, make an appointment. I figure I might find somebody that, you know, would do like a little side job and come and help us fix when I say carpet, I'm talking about fix the living room, the spot that I had cut out or whatever. So I did. I pulled up. On the back part, there were some new houses being built, and there were some like Hispanic, and I'm not saying that to be like discriminatory, they were Hispanic people that were out there, and I was like, hey, do you know where you can get the carpet that is in the Larson Ranch model home? So I told him the model home, which was the same home that we had. I mean, I don't know if it's the model home, but I gave him the name, because I asked, like, I looked online for the company, for the name, and I said, it's in this. He's like, everybody has that same carpet. Yes. So we got a roll of the carpet.
Where'd you get that from?
We got it from the guy on the scene. Like, I say guy on the scene, but like the construction area. So we got the carpet from the guy in the construction area. Well, I didn't get it then. He said he was going to bring it to me. So I gave him the address, and this is where I messed up. I gave him, and this is why I couldn't tell you this in front of Albert, I gave him our code to get in, because he was going to go fix it. And I just assumed, working in the house, he was going to be okay, you know, whatever. And me and Gannon left. I just said, hey, this is...
Did you give him the garage door code?
Yeah.
And what about the alarm?
Well, if you go in through, say, like you're walking in through our house, there's no sensor, so we always keep it on our alarm, and you can walk in through the garage and the alarm will never set off or on. Never.
Okay.
And the reason for that is, like, there's no door. Like, there's nothing that tells that door that it's opened. You see what I'm saying?
So you don't have a sensor there.
Right. So we just always, and the kids come in every day in the garage and never have to, like, set, reset, anything like that.
Okay.
So me and Gannon go on. I don't remember exactly where we went first. I know we rode a little bit because I was looking for different places to buy the dogs some, like, different cute outfits, because sometimes I get them at Ross. But Petco has some really good deals going on right now, so I was like, I'm going to go to Petco. Gannon was like, at that point, it was like he wanted to lay down because his stomach was hurting. He wasn't complaining about, like, any, like, pain on his arms or anything like that. He just said he wanted to lay down because his stomach was hurting. So we were in Albert's truck, so we lay down. He lays down in the back of the truck. So he's just laying down, whatever. I went to Petco. I can't remember if I went in the store beside Petco. I know we went some places around town, just different locations.
What places did you go to?
I know I went to Petco. I know I went to a gas station to get gas.
Which Petco did you go to?
The one at, is it Nevada and something?
Okay.
I don't really know
the newer
for sure.
one, it's like that
It is
bigger
nice.
shopping center?
It's a nice area. That's the area I basically was in for. I wasn't gone that long for most of the time frame. That was the area that I was in, and then I made the wrong. When you're coming back and it tells you go this way, I made the wrong exit. Like, I got in the wrong one, so I went back. I guess that would be I went north a little bit before I turned around to come back because I made the wrong one. So I get back and let's see. Did we go eat at that time? I feel like I didn't get anything to eat. Maybe I just got Starbucks. I could look at my credit card or something like that. See if you want to look and see where I fit that day. You want me to look?
No.
Okay.
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
That would be helpful.
Okay. So I remember what happened. Then I realized I had to go back to Petco. That's why we turned around and came back, because I started off. I bought 2 outfits, maybe 1 or 2, and then I came back in Petco, and I got the rest of the outfits that were on there because I was like, I'll go 2 more for this price. So I did go back to Petco twice. So I'm sure you'll see that.
How long in between did you go?
Let's see, if we left at 10 something, it's like a 30-minute drive from Lorson Ranch-ish. So if I got there, got gas, got Starbucks, maybe I was there at 11-ish. I don't want to say a time.
I'm saying, so you go to Petco the first time, and then how long in between the first visit and the second visit to Petco?
Can I give you that, like, looking up?
A guesstimate, or
maybe an hour?
Maybe an hour?
Maybe.
Do you have, like, any tracker apps or anything on your phone? Because I know, like, for me, I have that Life 360, and it'll tell me.
You want me to show
yeah,
you
sure.
Okay.
It'll tell me, what my short trips are. It'll even tell me if I walked somewhere. It's freaking awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I just get tracked by Google. I have Android phone, so it just tells me.
My family likes to know where I'm at, so
well, I do that to Harley because Harley, was the only child, and then her father was killed, so it's always like she and I, and like she was like really all I had until I got remarried or whatever. So I kind of like do maybe a little overboard of stalking. I'm like, where's
hey, you know what?
Do that right now. I'm like, yeah. All right, let's see.
Do you have the one with the subscription? I'm like trying to figure out if I should get that or not.
I don't. She always says something about purchasing it because she said it would tell if
like
you
the crash detection.
Right, that's what she was saying.
Yeah.
And she was saying that it was kind of like how the Apple Watch would do if you had a crash detection. It would alert authorities. They'll say, yeah, whatever. Okay, this is, I don't know if this is like a service thing, but it's on. I would say, I'm waiting on it. I would say hour-ish because I'm a very indecisive person when it comes to like shopping. So I had to go back and make my mind up. I can leave right here, but it's loading. Okay. I think maybe.
Can I see it? Maybe it'll give me better reception over here.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Do you have a password or something? I can put it in.
No, I could do my fingers.
Okay. Sometimes this corner, if you hold it up high, it'll.
Because I know people watching. I want them to have my passcode in, then they'll know our code for a lot of stuff. All right, here we go.
Is it working?
Now,
Oh, that corner is like typically the sweet corner.
hold it up here.
Yeah. We can set it down here. Just see if it kicks on.
Okay.
Okay, so you make the second trip to go back and buy more outfits.
Mhm.
And then, where do you go from there? Is Gannon still telling you that he wants to, like, lay down? How's he doing?
He was. Oh, something happened.
There you go. See, I told you this was a sweet corner.
It says purchase could not be completed. I didn't purchase anything.
Mm-mm.
It says purchase cannot be completed.
Huh.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never had that pop open before. The purchase could not be completed. Please try again later. Well, I mean, we tried.
I guess
It says to
to
access
signal, so.
Their free membership includes 2.
How long have you guys had that app?
Oh God. Since she started driving for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe a long time.
Because
Yeah.
I want to say, like, it's never had me do a purchase.
He just says get more history. It didn't even ask me to put anything to purchase because the purchase could not be completed.
That's bizarre.
That is bizarre.
You didn't hit anything. I didn't hit anything. Okay. So you go back to Petco the second time. Does Gannon, these places that
Sorry,
you...
I was going to say, it says crash detection disabled. Does that mean I don't have the...
Yours looks different than mine does. And you don't have a subscription?
Mm-mm. Like, it gives me, but it sends me all the alerts, like, it says, like, Carly arrived home.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get those too.
Yeah.
If you have certain places set, like
No,
work
I get them
or
with
home.
Yeah, well, I get the work at home, but it'll say completed a 4-mile drive, completed a 15 miles.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Like,
I think we might have different versions because mine is
Okay.
Android. So, anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, when you and Gannon are out running around to these places and you know, getting your gas and your coffee and
Right.
Petco a couple times, and does he go into the
Okay.
stores with you?
No,
or?
but I parked, and I know you're gonna see this, so I'm gonna just say that I parked on the front, and like I don't know if you'll probably if you see the Petco cameras. I'm in the. Can I show you?
Sure.
I'm in the store a lot of times, walking back to the front door doing this, and my point of doing that is because I was making sure that I didn't see him, like, you know, if he needed something or like getting out or whatever. And he stays in the car. Like, I really listen to stay in the car all the time with, like, if like Lena's in the car, he'll be like, it's okay, stay here, buddy, we'll be right back. Didn't think anything of it because he had his Switch with him and he was playing his Switch.
Did he know what store you were in?
Yeah, Petco.
So, like, if he needed you or
Right.
whatever else.
Right, but and I did keep walking to the door.
Sure.
So several times, and I'm pretty sure I did it on the second visit too, walking back to the door just to make sure. You know, like if he was like, oh, you know,
Sure.
like I need you or whatever.
Sure.
So yeah, you can see that on there. So do you need to know like what I did in there, or you just, or
So you're just in there shopping, and then
it wasn't even a long shop. Like,
okay.
Like it wasn't.
And then you come back out, and then where do you go?
So I know we were right in that area, like different places, but I don't think I stopped anywhere else specific to get anything other than Starbucks. I made a wrong turn, and then the 2 times at Petco, and I was looking for Marshalls, but
After the second time at Petco, did you go anywhere?
I think after that Petco is when we started to head home.
Okay, so you go home.
And I want to give you like an accurate of that if I pull this up, because I feel like right after Petco we went home. I don't
Sure.
want. I don't
if you
want
want to try and bring it up.
Yeah, I don't want you to think that I missed a stop or something. And I will tell you, on the way there, we stopped in. We did stop and get gas somewhere.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was on the way there or way home.
Do you remember what station?
But we did stop and
Michelle,
get gas.
7-Eleven.
Here,
Come
I
and
can
go.
get up on it. If you gotta go.
I hate to do this. Yeah, I need to run out. I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
Okay. It shouldn't take me very long, hopefully. But please continue talking with Detective Houston, and then whenever
Okay.
I get done with that, I'm gonna come back in and we'll get back on again. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull this up too, and it's a little
Okay. Sure. The USA app is being slow too.
Is it my phone?
I don't. You can try that corner again. It might. This floor is a little weird. So, after you guys left Petco,
Mhm.
so did you buy something there that time or?
The second time, yes.
Okay.
And I know she kept asking me about what was Gannon doing, what was he, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to say this about getting back.
Okay.
So everyone has been, about this whole thing about camera footage and this happened because we didn't see this or didn't see this. So I'm very smart.
What do you mean, everyone?
So, my whole family is being harassed. My mom is being threatened to be killed. My daughter is being stalked. That's why it took me a while to get here, because I had to put some safety measures in for her own well-being.
Okay.
And my family from back home is being threatened. People are saying they're sending people after them.
Okay.
All those things. So, there's always a world of people making situations and saying, let's be a good person, but then threaten someone else.
Okay.
And so, being aware of that's what was going on. So, in between all that and all these people were sending me messages that people were saying and blah blah blah. I didn't respond to any of them. During all that, there was something along the lines of someone checked neighbors 2 doors down or something, camera footage, and never saw anyone do this or that. I don't know, specifics. But my point behind telling you that is, if this is what you guys, and I'm not saying this is what you're basing stuff on, if this is what you're basing stuff on, is in this day and age, timelines, security, things like that, you will see on somebody's security, Gannon and I run to the car at 10-something that morning and we're returning at 2-something.
Okay.
So I remember specifically in the truck, I pulled it right in front of the ring. And
Our ring?
Yes, but we don't have a subscription.
Okay.
But according to these neighbors who can see all the way to the truck every day,
Okay.
they should be able to show you during those time frames that we run in, we run out, he runs back in, or whatever.
Okay.
And then
so you leave around 10-something, and then you get back around 2-something.
I feel like it was 2:35, 2:25, 2-something.
Okay.
Because I knew I had to be back in time to do a couple things, and then I knew Lane would be coming there, I knew Harley would be getting off work, yada, yada, yada. So that was my whole thing. So, going on from there, Gannon goes inside, I think first. I don't want to misquote myself, but I'm pretty sure he ran in first, and I had the bags for Petco and all that stuff in my hand. Now,
Which store did you guys use?
We always go in through the garage if we, typically, if we park, on the front part of the yard, or things like that.
Sure.
So we go in through the garage.
Okay.
He goes in through the garage. I go in. I'm getting ready to put up the things, stuff like that. And this is where it got. I made a mistake. This is it.
Okay.
So, as we got inside, I heard something, but I didn't think anything about it because I thought, maybe Gannon was doing something. Maybe we were doing whatever.
Mhm.
And the guy was in there. And I gave him the code.
The guy from the...
Yeah, it's all my fault. Because I gave him our code to fix the carpet.
Okay.
And I shouldn't have.
Okay.
And he... He was inside. I noticed when I had walked in and saw our we have a little bookshelf thingy. I keep my shades in there too, but we also have our guns and stuff. I saw it was open, but in my mind I thought maybe I left my shades or whatever.
Your sunglasses?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't think anything of it when I heard the noise, and I just started walking downstairs. But I didn't walk downstairs with a gun or anything like that. So I started walking downstairs, and then when I walked downstairs, I hear something again. Well, at that point in time, Gannon was on the sofa, and I saw him, and I heard something again, and I walked on around to where so Gannon's room is here,
Okay.
and then there's a storage closet here.
Okay.
And I heard something, and so I walked to the storage closet to open the storage closet, and when I do, it's him. And he was standing in there, and he had on gloves.
In the storage closet?
Yes.
Okay.
He had one of the guns. And I was terrified.
Okay.
So terrified. And then he just knocked me down and like towards Gannon's room. And he was hitting on me. It was like hard, like on the ground. And he was trying to like rape me. And I told her. And I said, I have to tell you about this.
Okay.
And like, I from there on was like in a blur because I was trying so hard because Gannon had a table in his room and I went back and hit my head on it. It's like with him, Gannon runs inside the room and like tries to like be helpful, do something, whatever. And from there, it was kind of like a blur. Everything else that was going on because I was just like crying and I was freaking out. And I swear to God, I don't know what happened from there. I really don't know what had happened from there. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. And I'm just like, in the moment thinking, I had like these memories of like, wow, like the thing was open, he had the gun, and I didn't remember what happened from there. And so I kind of like blacked out just a little bit. And so all these things are going through my mind as I'm blacked out. I don't know if like, I know he was like, when Gannon was like trying to get on him, I know he was like, moving Gannon and like and it was just all like so like a cycle to me. And so I'm like out of it for a little bit, just for a little bit. And then from when the time I woke up, but like I kind of blacked out a little bit and I immediately like freaked out. I was like I couldn't find Gannon. I was like the guy was still in the house, Lena was on the way. I didn't know where Gannon was at because I was calling for Gannon. I thought he was hiding. Like, I legit thought he was hiding in, like, maybe the other closet that was on the other side, the other, whatever. I thought he was hiding. Like, I was so scared. So I run up the stairs because I hear that, I know it's, like, almost time for Lena, and I hear that the Ring app had, like, an alert for someone at the front door. But it could have been just, like Amazon or something driving by because there was nobody at the front door. And then I run back downstairs. Because in my mind, I was, like, thinking, where is Gannon? And I didn't want to leave and, like, run outside and scream and, go crazy because I did not know where he was at the time. And everybody says to me, like, because I told Albert and him about it. And they're like, why didn't you, like, run to go get help? And I didn't want to leave to go get help. And I was terrified because I know Albert would kill me because Gannon was still in there. So then when I get downstairs, he has the gun, and he has Gannon, and I'm sitting there like freaking out, like, okay, what do you want me to do? Blah blah blah. So Lena does make it to the door at this time, and then so I go upstairs because I know that he was like, don't say anything, because I didn't know if someone thought like he was a cop or if someone heard something, or I didn't know anything. So my thought process was, if I say anything, Gannon's down here. I need to just be as cool as possible because we order things at Amazon like all the time, books and things like that. So it was Lena. So the reason I sent Lena away was because I wanted her to be safe too. So I sent Lena on a mission to go get like the mail. Lena, it never gets the mail. No, nothing like that. I sent her on a mission to go get the mail.
Okay.
And so I just started making up random things for Lena to go do. And I looked at Lena and I said, she was standing there, I was like, just stay gone for a little while. Because I didn't want her coming back and then that's, like, her in the situation as we were too. So, like, in my mind, I think if I say anything, if I do anything, I just didn't know what to do. I was in complete panic. So I go back downstairs again, and I'm, like, pleading and, like, talking and, like, all these things going on. Like, just back and forth with him. And why are you doing this? Why did you hurt us? Why are you doing these things? And then it just started being like a hustle and puzzle, like back and forth. And I don't even remember how it kept going for, like maybe I say 5 or 10 minutes, but I don't know if it was that long. And then he was like on top of me again. And then I kind of lied out again because he was hitting my head again.
Oh, really?
And then, yes, and then I was on the table that was inside, like in between there's a red and blue table in there.
Okay.
He like forced me in there again, and he was trying to do it again. And I was just like losing my mind, like completely, like Albert's sister was raped. And so like in my mind I kept thinking Albert's gonna be like I'm nothing, and I shouldn't have been thinking about that. I shouldn't have been, but I was, and that was all I could keep thinking about, like was like, Albert was going to be upset, Gannon's over here, Lena's coming, all these emotions are running through there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, he asked me to give him a suitcase, and I gave him a brown suitcase, and then he hit me on the head again, and it's like, right here. He just kept like hitting me right there like that.
Okay.
And so then he did that, and then I blacked out again. I was
Okay.
having a panic attack. And then I don't know what happened from there. I really don't. I don't know. I just know that I did lie. I did. When they came, I did say, Gannon left, whatever. You know that. But,
Okay.
but he never did. He never left to go play. Or I just didn't know what to do, and I panicked in the moment. And I didn't want Albert to be like trying to hurt us, because we kind of get in a lot of fights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I just want you to know that's the only reason that I made up the lie, is because I knew that I didn't want to face the consequences of, trying to explain to him all that was going on. Because he was saying to me, you're trying to make this about you. This is not about you. And I knew all those things because I've lived in it. And I panicked, and I just told a story, and I was going to try to think of, like, a plan. And I'm sorry that it might have delayed, like, looking for Gannon. But I do not know where Gannon was. I do not know. I do not know his whereabouts from that point on. But it was still in the same time frame that I gave you guys. So there was no contradictory to that same time frame, because it still was about 4 o'clock.
Okay, so go over the time frame with me. What was the time frame?
It had to be around like 4
Okay.
ish, because Harley gets off at 4:30.
Okay.
And so Harley had just gotten home, or no, was on her way home or something, and my phone was like alerting. I knew Harley was on her way home, and I was going to tell Harley when she got there. I was going to be like, look, this is what happened. We need to get help. We need to call 911. And all I kept thinking about was, it's going to be my fault. Because I gave him the code. He brought the carpet. He did all that.
Okay.
And
Did he fix it?
No, I had already cut it.
Oh,
He
okay.
brought the big roll of carpet. It's at the house. He brought that.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
where's that at the house?
it's in the back storage room.
Okay. Is that the one that he was hiding in?
Huh?
Is that the storage room that he was in?
Yes.
Whenever you went down there?
Yes, I put the carpet back in the storage room. The reason I put the carpet back in there because it was laying like in the like. So the storage room was right here. It had fallen over at some point when all this was going on. So I picked it up and put it back, like on the thing. I rolled it up.
Oh.
It wasn't all the way rolled out, but it was like somewhat rolled out through the commotion, and I rolled it back up and put it on the
Okay.
inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So the time frame is that 4 o'clock is whenever.
I don't want to tell you exactly 4. I don't like saying that because I
About
don't
4
want you.
o'clock was
Okay,
whenever. We can say about.
Okay.
Okay. And then what happened after that?
So
Did
Lane
Harley come home? Or?
yeah, Lane is still out and about. Harley's home, comes home or whatever. I'm pacing the house, like trying to think of a plan of like, what do I do? And I should have like immediately like gotten on the phone, did whatever. But all I kept thinking about was, it's all my fault. It's my fault because Albert's going to say to me, you gave some stranger access to our home. This is all on you. And in my mind, I thought I could fix it. Like, in my mind, I thought I could fix this. And I don't know why I thought that. That was a horrible decision-making process. But it also was in a very emotional state that in normal situations, people can say all they want. I will call, I would do this, I would do this. But if you're not in a situation, everybody handles things differently.
Sure.
And I was making an irrational decision in a panic situation when I should have immediately, being an educator, being all these things, it should have been one of those things where it was immediate, know how to answer. And you might think, this girl's going to want to be a flight attendant. She's got to be able to think fast. It was not that easy in the moment because my mind was in so many directions that I could fix it. I literally thought I was going to fix it.
Sure.
And that was where it went from there. So I was going to tell Harley. I didn't tell Harley. I paced around the situation and was thinking, okay, if I don't have any kind of like information, like if I don't have a plan in my brain by a certain time, that's when I'm going to call authorities.
Okay.
And so that's how.
So you had like predetermined a time that you were going to call if you hadn't figured anything out?
Well, I didn't come up with a specific time, but in my brain I kept saying, okay, I got to act soon. But I knew that, you know, I'm like thinking by 6:30, like I need to make a good decision, because what am I going to tell the girls? Because they're going to be like, you know, like, where's Gannon? Da da da. Like because we were going to all go eat sushi, so that was where that time frame would have been. Like, what am I supposed to do? Go get in the car and be like, Gannon's not going with us. I couldn't keep going on and on with the irrational decision of not calling 911.
Okay.
And I had to stop the decision.
So what happened? So tell me what happened as it went on.
So I called 911.
Okay.
And they said, hey, sorry, you know, this is not an emergency. You have to call this other line.
Okay.
So I called the other line, and it was a 4-hour wait for them to get there.
Okay.
So 4 hours later, they came. I'm still in a panic set. I'm like, these people are, nothing I say is going to solve this situation. So I did say that Gannon left at this time. Again, I've admitted it's a very rational decision, because it could have been more helpful to be honest and say, this is the description, here's who we're looking for, instead of like the situation being like, he was gone. And that was horrible. I should have done that because I panicked. And I need to make a decision.
Okay.
You know. And so from then on, that's when you guys came. They came through, asked me questions, they searched the house, every room, flashlights, you know, whatever. They went outside in the garage, they searched my car, blah, 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 blah.
Okay. And was Harley there at this time?
When they did the searches? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because she had, it took like 4 hours, so it was like later in the night that this had happened.
Okay. So when you say they searched your car, which car did they search?
Like the car, my car, like the black car.
The black car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, so there was a deputy, there was like 6 or 7, and then one of those deputies that responded to the scene, he came around with a flashlight, and he like searched like everything, up and down every room, would ask me questions like, would this wallet be here? Would this be here? You know, like, would this be here? Would this be here?
Sure, trying to figure out what's normal, what's not normal.
And I put everything back in order. Like, like I told you I moved the carpet. You know, I fixed the situation because I was being stupid, and I should have told them what had really happened.
Okay.
And so he went through everything. He went through the outside. He went through the car. He went through the trunk. He went through everything.
Like he actually got into the car?
He wanted my ID.
Okay.
And he asked me, he said, do you mind if I look around? He
Sure.
looked in the garage. He opened my car. In fact, he left my car to open because the next morning the back door was open.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he went in the car doors. I mean, I'm sure you guys have a record of who was in there. But he opened the car, opened up the trunk. He looked through the bags that were in the trunk. He looked through everything in the garage, looked the bags, whatever were here, came back in. He did the same thing, and, you know, like, in different parts.
So he's trying to be, like, really thorough.
Yeah, like, trying to be really, really thorough. He was going through every part of the house.
Okay.
And he asked me if there was anything missing, and it was the truth. There was nothing missing, because I did take the gun that he had, I did put the gun back.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So, was there anything else that happened on Monday? Like, did you talk to Harley about it, or
about
Nina?
About what I told you? No, I told them just the first situation.
Like what you told our dispatcher?
Right.
That and that was that Gannon went to go play at a friend's house.
Right.
And do you remember the friend's house name?
And I never gave anyone a name or anything at all.
Okay.
And also too, like, I didn't want to leave out any key points or whatever.
Sure.
I had my headphones on because when I was like upstairs when it all started, I had my headphones on, so my headphones were still on through the whole scene. So that's why if you ask me like where, like, did you hear any noises? Did you hear anyone leaving? Did you hear the alarm go back off? I had my headphones still on. They were still on my head.
When you came inside the house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like I had my headphones still on when I came inside the house. Like not coming in the house with them, but like in the house. When I went downstairs, I still had my headphones on.
Okay.
Yeah, like I did like this.
Sorry. Okay, so help me understand.
Yeah.
So when you came into the house, you didn't have them on, but then you had them on when you went downstairs?
Yeah, because I came in doing like a normal, I would get ready to listen to music, I was going to work out thing.
Oh, okay.
So I like, you know, you like move on back and forth.
What kind do you have?
Like I have Beats audio.
Like the ones that go over, or
Yeah.
like they come in?
Yeah, the ones that like
Okay.
go, like they kind of like smash your head in or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
The
I
big,
always have to,
like,
yeah, I always have
muffins
to
on
like,
your head?
I always have to like move them, you know, like back and forth and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what I was doing, like moving them when I was like, do I hear something? You know,
Okay.
because it's kind of like I heard something, but I wasn't sure that I heard something at all. And that's when I started going upstairs.
Okay. And are they like noise canceling or anything like that, or ambient sound, or do they just do like play regular music?
I mean, I think it would be noise canceling, right? Because that would be,
I don't know. I think you can get them either way.
that would be Beats. I'm not sure. But
I
feel
think
like,
you can get them either way.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you knew.
Yeah,
whether-
I don't know. We have two different pairs, and the one, like we have two different, and I know one of them is like the push, you know, like push in kind or whatever,
Mhm.
and the other one doesn't push in as much, and I have the ones that like kind of push in a little bit. So
Okay.
that
So
might
you
be,
have two different pairs.
no, Albert, I'm saying like we have two
As a
in-
family.
Yeah.
Okay. So which ones were you wearing?
Mine.
Okay. Which color are those?
I feel like they're like a rose gold or maybe like a matte gold or
Okay. And what color are Albert's?
red, I think.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. We just want to make sure
Yeah.
that, you know, like if we see them or whatever again, then we know which ones are yours,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
ones
yeah.
are his. So that it's like, you know, if you said that that your head got hit and stuff like that, and we'll go back to that
Right.
a little bit, but maybe if he like touched them or something like that, then we want to make sure that we get the right ones.
Right.
Okay. So was there anything else that happened Monday, like after the deputies left or anything like that?
No, so I went out to my car that morning because I knew that Albert was going to fly in or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and so normal, like routine. You know, like I got up, whatever. I got in my car and I realized that the guy had left the back door open, and then so I was like, oh, my car might not crank, and I drive out and I drive down the street because I was going to drive my car, blah blah blah, to pick it up, and I decided to come back because it was too early. His flight wasn't coming in until 8:53.
Okay.
And I was going to like honestly just drive. I had to think in my brain, you know, I was like, this is the best thing, but I didn't. I just drove down the street, came back.
And that was in your black car?
Mhm.
Okay. And then you ended up picking him up later?
Yeah.
And you took your black car to do that?
No, yes. So what happened is I took my black car, but I sent him a message earlier and I said, hey, is it okay if we get a rental car?
Okay.
And he said yes. I have a leased vehicle, so you can only put like 1,000 miles on it, and I'm like pretty anal about, you know, like I don't want to go over and that type of thing.
Okay.
So his car is very expensive on gas, so I was going to get I did get a little economy car, and I knew we'd be driving around everywhere because everybody was like searching, and in my mind I was like freaking out because I'm going to be blamed because I gave someone our code and our home, and so I was like, I know we're going to drive everywhere all day, so I was like, I'm going to get a rental car.
Okay.
So I did, and so I got my rental car, and I left my black car at the airport.
You left it at the airport?
Right, because I had to have a way to, like, I didn't walk, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Albert asked me where my car was at, and I told him it was at French. The reason I told him that is because Albert and I getting a lot of fusses about this whole working and changing career thing that you guys, I told you about in the beginning, and that was like a personal situation that I didn't want to fuss with him about, you know, like the working and changing, you're going to give up your career for this, and this. So I just said, he knew I had just worked at French, so he knew that. So I said, it was at French, one of my friends brought me. That's what I told him.
Okay.
So that's why he thought it was at French, but it was my way of, so he thought that he knew I had to go get my stuff from French because I stopped working there. So, and that's kind of, I wanted it to go with the story because I wasn't ready yet to tell him I wasn't returning at all to education. It just wasn't.
Okay, so he doesn't know that yet.
Well, he knows that, like, I'm going to be a flight attendant, and then, oh, never mind, I can't do it because I've been back and forth. You're going to go from making I make like $60,000 to, I think they make like $18 to $20 an hour, but you can only do so many things, like reserve shifts, you got my crash pads. So I'm back and forth on something I really want to do and the money. So
Okay.
I went back and forth with him on that, and that was just one of those things where I just wasn't prepared to be like, oh, you're gonna be a teacher again. Oh, you're gonna do this again. Oh, you're back at the school again. Blah blah blah. You know.
Okay.
So you're
But
back at subbing again. So.
So you drove to the airport in your black car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What time did you do that?
His flight landed at 8:50 something, so I got there in time to park my car, and then I walked up to the thing, and he was coming down the escalator,
Mm-hmm.
and then I go over to budget, and I get the rental car. He's sitting on the little corner over here waiting on his bags. We walk out, we get the car, we leave.
Okay. And so, where did you park your car at the airport? Do you remember?
In the short-term parking, maybe about like middle.
Okay.
It's a long, like the short term is there. It goes from, you got the rental cars, the section here, section, so I would say like the farther section, and maybe like over here.
Okay. Okay. And then, but you're in your black car this morning.
Right.
Okay.
Because I had to turn the rental car back in.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you picked your car up this morning?
No. So I took the rental car back last night because I didn't know what time situation, he's upset with me for not telling you guys first, so that, it could have been a quicker search or whatever the case may be. So I didn't know, like, I thought we were going to have to stay, like at a hotel or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I parked my car. My Harley picked me up because I was going to get a room at a hotel.
Okay.
And so I thought you guys knew that because there was sheriff's there this morning, so.
Well, people are working different pieces,
Yeah.
and so I just want to make sure that while we're talking that I have all of the information.
Right.
So if I ask you something that you feel like has already been covered before, I'm not trying to be a brat or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we have everything. We're all on the same
Right.
page with everything.
Right.
Okay. So you drove the rental car back last night, early
Mm-hmm.
this morning. Time
No,
frame?
it was last night. It wasn't that late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Harley picked you up,
Mhm.
and you left your car at the airport still?
No. Okay. So I drove the rental car back,
Mm-hmm.
got in my car,
Okay.
left.
Okay.
Okay. So I didn't have anywhere to go because they're fussing at me and people were not, everything's going on in the searches and things like that. So I didn't really have anywhere to go, and some of my stuff was at home, so I didn't have a card to get gas. I didn't have anything like that. So I was basically like just, like going somewhere parking, like trying to stay warm because it got a little bit cold or whatever.
Sure.
So finally I gave in and was like, Albert, look, and he was like, I need you to tell me the truth. And that's when I started messaging her that, hey, Wood, I'm gonna come home and I'm sorry. I'll tell you exactly what happened. It's all my fault because I should have let everyone know that I gave someone the code and I tried to replace the carpet. So at that point, I leave my car at the hotel, which was near Harley's work,
Okay.
and Albert was like, you guys coming? And I said, yes. We're on our way. I leave my car at the hotel the entire night, and leaving Harley's car. We stay at home last night, and then I come back with Harley when she came to work this morning, and I walk over to the hotel.
Okay. So had you gone and gotten a hotel room and then changed your mind and decided
No,
to stay home, or
no,
you just parked your car
No,
there?
I parked my car because I was going to get a hotel. And
Okay.
my thought process was if we got in Harley's car and went home, and I didn't want people like his ex-wife is there, I didn't want people like, no the domestic type situations like going on,
Okay.
just me, myself against, like her family and that type of thing. So my plan was we'll just come back here and stay at the hotel
Sure.
if we have to.
Sure.
So that was the whole point of me leaving my car there.
Okay. Okay. Do you remember which hotel it was?
Yes, it's the IHG, the Holiday Inn that was right there.
Holiday Inn?
Yeah, and again, that's where the police were at all morning, where my car was at.
We were?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been something separate, but I just assumed because when I got in my car to pick it up, I'm just like, hey,
work
at the one at Center Point.
Center Point?
Mhm.
So over by like the movie theater
Mhm.
and stuff like that? Okay. And it was sheriff's cars or CSPD cars?
El Paso, whatever, white and maybe green, white and something.
Okay.
I just assumed they were there because you guys in my car was there, but I parked it there because we first we only drove one car in case we came back.
Okay.
We had to stay at the hotel, so.
Okay.
But yeah, it was parked there.
Okay.
And then I picked it back up this morning, so.
You picked it back up this morning.
Yeah.
And then you came here, or
Yeah.
did you go anywhere first?
No, I was just driving around because I was on the phone trying to figure out situations for, like, my mom was getting, like I told you, was getting all these messages. So I wanted to, like, talk to them because they were freaking out and I hadn't been able to talk to them in the last 24 hours. So at that point my mom was like really worried that I hadn't told her why are these people, you know, sending her death threats, you know, and so at that point in time I had to make that decision to focus on making sure my mom knew, like, hey, listen, don't respond to, you know, anything people say, you know, and that type of thing.
So I did have one question. I know, like, and it was probably really frustrating. I know your husband was upset and stuff like that too. Like, we took a long time to get out there for, I guess we were under the impression that it was a runaway or whatever.
Right.
So it took longer.
To you guys. But in the meantime, like, when we did get out there's like all these people out in the neighborhood and like stuff going on in Facebook and stuff like that. How did that happen? Like,
Albert had someone else start talking on Facebook. One of the kids' moms.
Okay.
So she like initiated something on Facebook, and then of course all the people comment on it.
Okay.
Because the community page is a quite active page for anything.
Okay. I didn't know if like you had posted something or if Albert.
Not originally. He had the little Cambria
Okay.
to post an original post initially, and then.
Okay. Is that like a friend of your guys's or?
That's one of the kids, Braden's mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I want to go back a little bit.
Okay.
Just to
I
kind
think
of.
I could like use the restroom really fast.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sure.
I didn't get to eat all this. You don't have to like be like. Is it?
No, we're coming back. We're
Okay,
gonna come
I was
back
gonna say,
in
was
here.
it like a long-term process or something like that?
No, you can just leave everything wherever it is, and we don't have to like clean up anything or anything like that. And I'll just show you where the restroom is.
Okay.
Do you want to leave that here, or
Move what?
your hot pocket?
Oh,
You don't want to take it to the bathroom, right?
Oh yeah, sure. I don't know. Got my social on it. Hey. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I know. I can't, because he'll lose his job. If he loses his job, I don't know. I don't know. I can't. It wouldn't work out that well. Yeah. I know. I'm not going to do that because Albert will lose his job. Okay. Alright, love you too. Bye.
Sorry, I didn't know you were on the phone.
It's okay.
Sorry, you know, a little caffeine. Okay. So I just want to back up with you. We kind of have like a good overview of everything, but so we can start really narrowing down to try and find Gannon and everything else like that. I just want to try and get some more specific stuff on everything.
Yeah.
So I just write some stuff down. Okay. So, so going back to the just a little bit to the fire part.
Mm-hmm.
You said that Gannon had some stuff on his arms. What
Mm-hmm.
part of his arms was that?
I don't remember, like the inner area.
You just point to like wherever
Like
it was.
in this, like in the inner area like this.
Okay, so like right here.
Yeah, but like the burns were like not like you're thinking like round burns. It was more of like not like burns that are like this. Right here.
Mhm.
It was more of not necessarily burns, but like a little bit of like skin. Like it was like skin peeling, like in lots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that was like on his left arm, his right arm?
It was on both arms because remember when I came in, I took the covers and like basically like got on top of both of like on him and the fire.
Oh.
Not like him pushing him on the fire, but like you know, like I was just trying to get the fire out.
Okay.
And he was like hanging off the side of off the side of the sofa.
And he was still asleep?
No, he was like saying my name, like he was alert, like what's going on because he had just like woken up.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was not having a full conversation with me, but as in just like calling my name, and he's like, I'm so sorry. He kept saying he was sorry. He didn't mean to do it. Daddy's been grounded me for a year. So it was him thinking, oh my gosh, shoot. Like kind of like waking up being like, oh shit, I just made a mistake. Like we would say in the mind of a kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Okay. So the next day, you go to, like, you're trying to figure out how to get this carpet fixed. And you said that you had already, you cut the carpet?
I cut the carpet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you use to cut the carpet?
I had Albert has like these tools that are like wood working tools, like chisels and I don't know the specific name of the one, but they're like a little saw things. And I just like took the carpet and did like this.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't necessarily saw it, but I just kind of was like, they're very sharp tools. He has a lot of woodworking tools and stuff in the garage, so I just took one of those things. It's got like a handle. And
what color? You know, like can you describe
because I tried with the box cutter,
but
I couldn't, like it wasn't like deep enough to like really pull whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I tried a couple times with a box cutter. It's like it kind of like started the process, but then I had to get like a stronger object or whatever.
Okay.
To do it.
Okay, sure. So you cut the carpet, and then you guys are gonna go try to figure out how to like get this fixed or whatever else. So you said that you went over to like where some new construction is. Do you remember? Can you tell me more about that?
I'm not familiar with the area. I mean, I could if you want me to drive you there, or whatever. I don't know. Like they give you street names if that's what you're asking.
That's fine. But can you just describe it for me a little bit better?
Okay, so like the school, there's the school in the back, and so there's a bunch of new builds that are in the area right near the school.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember, like, when you went to the new builds and stuff like that, was it, like, the first house in, or, like, 12 houses in, or how far in did you have to go?
It was a couple, but I'd rather just go show you, because you're going to quote me on me telling you an estimate of the number, so I can give you an accurate description of which house it was.
Okay. Well, for now, let's go with what you kind of remembered. Like, do you remember, did you have to drive far in there, or just a short distance?
I don't know what you mean by like far in there.
Like into where the new builds are.
They're all like you just go around. It's just like in loops.
Okay.
So I don't know what you're asking.
Okay.
How far?
Sure.
I mean I could show you. I just don't know your terms of distance that you're asking me. Like.
Okay. Well, I guess like so you're saying that they're like in a loop or whatever.
No, the whole area is in like there's loops, there's streets, there's like different sections of the new build.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's like, I can show you because you're going to quote me on me giving you hand motions and things like that, and that's not fair to me being on a conversation. That's just not fair.
Okay.
And I'm sure if I had a attorney here, he would say we're going to go show instead of just giving you something that would be an estimate.
So you went to the new build, and you found this guy and asked him about...
Yeah, his name was Eduardo.
Eduardo?
He said, or Eduardo, I don't know how to say the Spanish names right, but Eduardo.
Okay.
Something like maybe I'm saying it wrong, but I heard Eduardo.
With like a G?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it might be a J if it's a Spanish. I'm not sure how they do it, but I'm not Spanish, but Eduardo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he said he told you that was his name?
Yeah, he said Eduardo.
Okay.
Yeah. And so maybe about like 5'8", really skinny. He had on a tool belt. Had on like a sweater vest, like a sweater vest, like a cold weather vest. I think it was red. I don't really remember exactly, but he did have blue jeans on, and he had on the combat boots or whatever. I'm assuming in my mind that this was just some like this was somebody who was like he looked like he was like a legit worker. There was people, like on the houses. There was people working in different areas, so I didn't think it would that he was a legit, not necessarily a contractor, but someone that was going to be able to,
someone knowledgeable to be able to help you out.
Right.
Okay.
And I didn't explain to him what had happened. Like, I didn't say, okay, this happened. I said, we need a piece of carpet. Do you have the carpet for this model of home?
Okay. And what did he say?
He said yes, and I was like, do you have the carpet? And I gave him like a hand reference of like the size that I would need, and he said yes, we have a roll for that. They have the I don't know if he said they had all of them have the same, and those model homes or the same color. He was saying something along. I don't really know the definition of that, but some certain homes have the same exact thing and everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you might have the same floor in one, the same, because a lot of the homes are the same every 5 houses or whatever.
Right. So like they have like 3 or 4 houses that they build over and over and over again.
Right.
Okay. And they put the same finishings in them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was my assumption that I had taken from that.
Okay. Right. And so he said that they had it, and then what happened next as far as like him having it?
So
do you need to get that?
No. It was I just always check it, make sure it's not my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know where your mom. So he said he was going to bring the carpet and fix it, and I gave him the code to get into the garage.
Thank you for watching. The next part of this series should be right here for you, and we will see you in the next one.